Do I, like, run at actually light speed and have the capacity to fly now or something? No, okay. This is interesting. How quickly does it drain the crystal? That's pretty fast, actually. This crystal is relatively drained. Because I've apparently run out of inventory space, I'm going to pop a black crystal into it. Oh, wait. I should test the amber crystal really fast. Does not glow, so, no. Huh. Okay. Extremely solid-looking suit of armor. Oh my goodness. So don't I have an exceptional... Yeah, I do. Yeah, this stuff is literally better than exceptional plate armor. And of course, it's full coverage. You know, if it exclusively comes in a full set, how the heck do you put this on? This kind of feels like the kind of thing we just don't discuss. You know, yeah. Anyway, whatever. It's fine. we're not like breaking the laws of physics by getting inside this thing or anything. No. I mean, there is such a thing as like thaumaturgy and basically just the entire thing just kind of working exclusively as a set to actually become powered or something. I don't know. But yeah, still. Now, to my knowledge, you actually aren't slowed that much by armor when you're just swinging a weapon. Though, I mean, that might not just be the lag right there. There we go. Oh no. Can I? It can't sit in your inventory. You have to just, like, drop it. And it's just a full suit of armor that just sits on the floor. Dink! Oh my goodness. It's actually kind of funny. I like it. Anyway, let's put all this stuff back on. Real quick, just to test something. Really? Only equip the outer... Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm probably more mobile right now. But, yeah. We're gonna put it on. And shove this blue crystal in it, and go fight the guy. You bet your sweet baby we're gonna do this. Okay, you may be asking, what the heck, what are you saying, betting your sweet bippy? For the record, this is actually something I get from one of my school teachers. And he's probably the coolest school teacher that I've ever met. His name to everyone was literally Mr. T. He was fully conscious, of course, the character name. Yep. Oh, ow. Oh god! Just kind of flung me around. What a monstrosity. Unfortunately, this is like super armor, so I actually just leapt into the sky in order to get back up. Okay. Up. That's actually kind of one of my gripes with the game, honestly. Characters do get up really, really fast. I understand it's a combat situation, but you still get up way too fast. Pretty much due to having to get your bearings after having usually been tossed to the floor like that. Ow. Slash beaten over the head with a gigantic mace. So while you might be able to like move around logically, I don't think your weapon should be ready to attack just yet, at least. Oh. This is the kind of thing that I actually have to think about on a pretty much daily basis. I'm actually a Dungeons & Dragons DM. Oh, he's just down. Oh my goodness! A large blue glowing crystal in an elaborate casing. I can't even pick it up. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh boy. That's the only thing inside this guy's corpse. I'm assuming I can't take this monstrosity. Right? No. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that monstrous suit of armor is just kind of... It's scary, to be honest. Haha! I've juked the system! Basically, though. Wow, yeah, okay. So now the issue arises in that I'm now wearing a gigantic suit of plate armor that I actually cannot use without becoming incredibly slow. Also, I'd like to note that considering the amount of armor racks that are just sitting around, either they plan to have more of these things, or there were more of these things. If it's the former, yeah, okay, I can see that happening. If it's the latter, where's War Machine, is my question. Anyway. Both on a practical level and on a joke level, mind you. That would theoretically mean that there are more of these out in circulation somewhere, and I might actually have to fight them. Actually, I might want to take that halberd or something. Considering the amount of armor. No, I use shields. I just like see about finding a falchion or something. I actually don't know where else I can go now. To my knowledge, everything that I've seen has been explored. This might be the end of the game. This game is not finished, after all, and therefore most of the story is completely just missing. And a whole bunch of the gameplay is just somewhere. It's just sitting in the dev's files, waiting to be added. So basically, I don't actually have any inkling as to whether or not I'm actually done with the game at any given moment, except for just kind of not running into any more doors I can open at some point. Oh, and now the issue. I can't see when I'm in the darkness. So I might have to just go around and explore and like review previous footage or something and see if there's anything else. I think I might be done, actually. I think this might be the end. What was that? I mean, I could challenge, like, literally every knight that I see. It's possible. Because, I mean, I've killed enough of them at this point, then, yeah. And I kind of killed the boss. That is, for now, the boss. Anyway. Yeah, I think we might be done, actually. Which is kind of sad. And we're not calling it just yet, but... yeah. I will take a look around. Probably do it in a separate session as well, and look over previous videos, like I said. And if I don't run into anything else, I guess I'll be back and just call it. Because, yeah. Exanima's had a pretty freaking good run. And whenever the heck it's actually finished, I will finish it. Finish the fight. No, we had multiple Iron Man references. A callback to Dark Souls, and yeah, anyway. Seriously though. I'll see you later. Yeah, okay, that appears to be it. I basically just took the liberty of running around for a while and then just checking the forums to see if I missed anything, and no. No, I have not. Basically all there is left for me to do is to potentially continue that second character that I started, and gather all of the equipment, then probably fight the big old monster on the last floor. Apparently people have taken to calling him Sir. I like it. Any case, yeah, that's apparently the end. To clear up some things so that no one actually has to like state once they get, well, more like they are going to. It is in previous videos. I can't stop them. Yeah, apparently the tokens actually are supposed to prevent the golems from activating if you keep them in your main inventory. So therein lies the issue. They're inside of a pouch, apparently. So it doesn't work. So basically, if I were to put the coins over here, I should have basically immunity to everybody, every single golem that I run into, except for ones in a room with 3 scarves, apparently. I think it's like a scarf ribbon. It is not, it's not a scarf. Anyway. Yeah, as long as I don't run into one of those, basically these golems will not activate. Of course, unfortunately, I didn't realize this until now, and I think I actually tried to do that at one point. I don't know how like effective that test was, though, unfortunately, because it was in the past. So, in any case, yeah. I even briefly, well, for a while, thought that it was actually the reverse, in that if you picked up the token, they would attack you. But anyway, the relevant part is, though, yeah, yeah, we're done here, and apparently when you have the freaking tokens in your inventory, the rooms that they are related to, with little symbols on the floor, are no longer hostile to you, and you just kind of waltz through them without golems attacking you. Which is something I kind of wished I would have realized earlier, for obvious reasons. But I think I'm actually going to talk about some things that some more things that I kind of noted that I'd like to see or didn't like in general. Once again, yeah, the freaking golems are horrifying. I know you can apparently disable the stupid things, but, like, that's not super obvious. I wound up having to fight basically all of them before the end of this mess. And of course I did totally cheese most of the situation, but, dude. Dude. Hello, Mr. President. This is apparently the Golem President. Kind of murdered him, so that might be treason or something. Anyway, I actually don't like his model nearly as much. I don't know, I kind of feel like there should at least be more skeletons on the floor to make up for these golems being removed, if you were to change this at all. Because, honestly, fighting skeletons is more interesting than fighting golems. Especially if, say, they were to come in pairs more often, because there's a grand total of, like, 2 situations in which I had to fight multiple enemies that weren't golems. At least that I remember. And so, I mean, while it's not, like, a huge selling point in the game, exactly, I mean, you know, it's just kind of there, for the most part. I would have loved to actually have some more interesting, like, crazy little duels with more, skeletons in a single room, basically. Just open a freaking door and just see all of the undead pouring out. That'd be fun. It would also kind of suck, but, you know, you can run away from enemies and trap them in rooms. It's basically nothing can really stop you. Next thing. Right. Yeah, this suit of armor, it's obnoxious. Just, that's all. I've been carrying it around because it can't go into my inventory. And, I'm kind of realizing that it actually kind of makes no sense. In that, yeah, once again, there's no way in hell you're going to put on a suit of armor without having the capacity to put it on in multiple parts. So unless this thing, like, opens up in the back or something, I don't know. How is this supposed to work, basically? I don't know. It just kind of slightly triggers me, but it's alright. It's alright, it's all good. It's still badass, for the record, and, I mean, this is not exactly the, least realistic game I've ever played. No, it just isn't. That might be Dark Souls, actually. No, just kidding. No, please, I'd play as worse than that. I just absolutely have. Anyway, next up, lighting. And this freaking mask and the light helmet. First of all, yeah, the lighting occasionally just glitches the hell out. I don't know why, and it just becomes like a hard circle around every single given fire for a while, and I'm like, why? What's going on? Though it's not a huge issue. Just kind of wind up having to just deal with it, basically. And it does fix itself if you either restart or just kind of wait a while. But, I don't know. Sure. Something to look at. Or not, because it really freaking doesn't matter in comparison to other things. But, actually, no, it kind of does, thinking about it, because, well, when you're running around a gigantic dark dungeon like this, and you actually actively have to freaking wear a glowing helmet or carry a torch around at all times in order to not die from gigantic monsters just kind of jumping you in the dark and actually destroying your face, it kind of matters how far you can see in the darkness. For instance, oh yeah, this guy, the teleporting guy, this guy. Back when the lighting was breaking for a little while, he was actually standing in the darkness, if you don't remember that happening. And basically the only reason why I couldn't see him is because this freaking gigantic brazier over there wasn't actually lighting him up, despite the fact that he'd probably be reflective at this point. Let's see, if I take off my torch, what happens? Yeah, no, I probably should have been able to see him. Yeah, but as a result, that was kind of a pain. But minor gripe in any case, and mostly just an issue of the golems apparently teleporting like total assholes, but we knew they were that, so. And now the ultimate test. Actually, okay, the other thing is that sometimes these golems just kind of don't activate. Like, even in rooms where I don't have the token, and I just kind of run around for a while, sometimes they just don't. I did try that several times, I recall. And it's just kind of like, what's the rule here? Because I'm pretty sure I can poke these guys and they'll activate. But it feels kind of pointless. They're not that interesting to fight. They mostly just toss you around for a while you, like, slowly beat them to death. Especially now with this armor. I don't know. That's just kind of a mess. These guys shouldn't activate either. If they do, I'll be angry. You guys might. You didn't. I don't know. And then what's the rule if they don't have a symbol at all? Do they just do whatever, basically? I don't know. So that's not super clear. I guess it doesn't really have to be properly defined because, well, it's kind of just at the devs' fingertips as to what the hell they want to do. Any case, let's see. What else do I have here? I don't exactly have, like, notes or anything, so I'm just kind of having to remember it off the top of my head, and that's bad for me because, well, my memory is horrendous. Sorry. Oh yeah, all these empty rooms. What the heck? Like, there's so many storerooms. It's alright because, you know, the game just kind of has immersion. There's actual bathrooms just kind of built into most of these areas. And, like, simple living quarters and the like, and stuff that is just kind of isn't really expected in adventure games nowadays. The closest thing you got to an actual bathroom in Skyrim was the occasional, just literal bucket sitting on the floor. But I mean, basic toilets have existed for quite some time. They just have. Yet we kind of haven't had them. Anyway, but seriously though, there's like huge quantities of storerooms that have nothing in them, and I feel like there should at least be something to fill in some of these rooms. Either it be, say, like, more interesting assets like basic paintings or something, or secret doors, or like the light helmet room, basically. Gosh dang it. Or perhaps some basic little weapons that you might be able to find in, say, the arena, just so that you can guarantee that every given object is available, so that the player has options. For instance, did I actually get a hold of the lighter greatsword, actually? Because I remember having seen the heavier one. I don't remember. Any case. But yeah, there's plenty of armor that I just kind of didn't see. Like most of the actual master level plate armor that's in the game. We just kind of wind up using the special set available to us here instead, which is, you know, it's alright, but I would actually like to have the appearance that I would have in, say, the arena, where I just actually wind up having a proper uniform and everything over time. Because, well, you know, why not, basically? You could just have these things. Let's activate these guys. No? No. Spooky. Then there's this, actually. This particular situation, right here. What is this freaking hallway doing to me? No, actually, I'm pretty sure you can actually get back into the other area from somewhere in here, can't you? From just a different approach? So why does this hallway load you? Why does it go to a loading screen? What's going on? No, like, actually. Maybe I'm misremembering what happened back there, because memory sucks, okay? But it just kind of seems like it's unnecessary, honestly. In any case, because, well, that previous area wasn't that large. If that's just a technical issue, that, I mean, it's fine, but why is my general situation here? Oh goodness. Carrying this thing around sucks. Like, just note that. The inventory system obviously needs work, considering the fact that I'm just carrying way too much equipment that's in in here right now. There is no reasonable way that I would be carrying an entire suit of plate mail and then wearing another suit of plate mail. Especially when it's supposed to be this heavy. Without just kind of slowing down to a crawl. I would be actually fine with this thing forcing you to go walking pace if you wear it. Or just kind of having your inventory give you direct encumbrance, basically. Actually, considering this, where is it? Yeah, this right here, this symbol. I think that's a guy wearing a backpack, which means that I think that might actually be a thing that's planned in the future. In which case, good, but if it's not, then Also noteworthy, though, is that in order to take some of these perks, you wind up having to not have others, which is kind of, I don't know. That's kind of up for debate, I guess, but I actually don't like that concept. Actually, I can't go any further, because then the screen will cut out and I can't speak. So, never mind. Yeah, XSplit has this unfortunate thing where it goes into be right back mode, basically, and, well, actually, that's literally what it's called, so, and then shows my little Morrowind screenshot, which I don't know if I've actually kept in any of the recordings. I've been editing them out of the first couple videos, because I was talking in the middle of them, and then I just kind of come back, and just, you miss half the conversation, basically. Anyway, if you're going to have too many skills available to actually fit them all in these 5 slots, it kind of it causes an issue with the immersion of the situation, because a person can definitely master the use of a shield, for instance. You can absolutely learn to just actually annihilate enemies' attacks using a freaking shield and just kind of stand there just kind of forever without taking proper hits. Do I even have any other things I can unlock here? But yeah, there's more skills on the way, theoretically. Which means that if you're going to have only 5 slots, then you're limited, quite limited, to which ones you're going to wind up picking. In the arena, for instance, if you get to the skill cap, you literally cannot pick you cannot pick all the skills available. Not to mention the fact that you actually cannot max out close combat. There's actually a skill that's just left over, which is a little bit unfortunate to me. It just feels weird, because a swordsman in real life winds up actually pretty much using all of these these maneuvers, and then potentially also learning to dual wield, though not necessarily that effectively. And I mean, the effectiveness is mostly just the player, at the player's discretion, really. And it shouldn't be limited by what the character can wind up doing. You should probably have all the skills available to be unlocked in a given run, rather than limiting it to 5. Ranged combat? No. Just no. No. Go away. Go away. Let's see. Healing, I don't know. Okay. So, at the beginning of the game, I was actually extremely worried that healing would be a major issue throughout the entire thing. And I was absolutely saving up the healing potions and like. But now, by the end of the game, I'm sitting around with a spare healing potion, 2 green crystals, and max health. So I'm just kind of... I kind of feel like I'm not in any danger whatsoever in future runs, even though I'm not that great at the game, honestly. Though, I mean, like, yeah, sure, you should have people just able to finish the game reasonably. This isn't, say, like, Doom on freaking Hurt Me Plenty or something. That's actually normal mode. What was it, actually? Whatever. Basically, like, old original Doom, for instance, where it was really just a challenge to get to, like, say, the freaking 4th level. We're in a pretty much new age of video games where you kind of expect to be able to finish the actual game practically regardless of skill level, to the point of the first Dark Souls was quite a surprise to a lot of people. So I get that, but at the same time, I don't know, perhaps it should be slightly more difficult than this to just kind of plow through everything. I don't know, enemies kind of don't quite scale to you successfully. They wind up being slightly too weak throughout the entire thing. I feel like perhaps skeletons should show up slightly earlier, for one. Actually, no, if I had fought all of these guys manually, it might have actually been slightly difficult, but skeletons should probably have showed up slightly earlier and also been more plentiful in general. Or perhaps these potions should be less common, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of healing items, and you do have a limited supply, to be fair. So it does actually put some pressure on you, but I kind of feel like it just kind of dropped off, though I expected it to be more at the beginning, so it's a slight disappointment. Anyway, there's a whole lot of empty space. No, that's fine. I don't know. You kind of went crazy with the level design, developers. I kind of feel like I did mention the concept of there being way too many benches for like the number of medical tables that are here. Perhaps it's just a random like field hospital-ish kind of situation where you're just not expecting a whole lot to be going down here, or maybe this is like experiment tables or something. But I kind of feel like in this particular level, not in the previous ones, the place is really just oddly balanced. Perhaps there's supposed to be an entire like barracks level or something, but I mean, I do not see what all this is for. Is this just supposed to be like I don't know, more defenses or something, basically? It's strange. It's very strange. And if so, then what is this? Like, actually, what is this? Alright. What are all these rooms? I don't understand. There was something earlier, like way earlier. Ah, yes, all of these scrolls. So I personally think that the scrolls actually should be, like, infinitely carried. While that's not particularly logical, look at how much stuff I'm actually carrying in any case. I'm still carrying 2 sets of plate armor, a whole bunch of books, multiple swords, a freaking shield, a whole bunch of tokens, a bajillion crystals, and the scrolls, and a jewelry box full of keys, and a bag full of whatever I decide to put in there. I feel like we should have all of the lore items in our inventory at once, so that I don't have to figure out my way back, all the way back to that one tiny little, like, wardrobe I had to stuff them all in. Because I was just running out of inventory space. Perhaps if you were to fix the entire inventory so that it would just kind of force you to only have certain items in here, by way of, once again, encumbrance, or actually making the space system a little more reasonable. But since it's not really necessary equipment or anything, you shouldn't have to choose whether you're going to carry more scrolls or, say, like an additional, more armor-piercing based weapon as opposed to your present lighter weapon, sword versus hammer. I kind of feel like the choice should be, yeah. I mean, right now you can carry most of it, well, a lot of it, whilst also carrying plenty of equipment to handle the dangers ahead. Yeah, I just feel like you should have less inventory space and then just have those cost nothing. Or the exact opposite, having essentially less inventory space and having them cost something, and then just have it be reasonable amounts of inventory space. As in what you would expect a character to be able to carry. Perhaps even actually having a backpack. I mean, that would be further along the line with the actual backpack, obviously. Also, I have no idea what the heck that arc trap thing was, and I still don't know what the point of the encased crystals is. I could do more testing, or actually look into them specifically, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like there should be notes for those, obviously, basically, and then you just kind of move on. I don't think adding a note should be that hard for a dev to do in comparison to actually adding these objects, so I don't know why you haven't done it before. Perhaps not, like, in the room next to them or something, but somewhere else in the facility, so there's actually some relevance in carrying these around. Also, that was an issue as well in the labyrinth. I mean, I get that you can't go back out of the labyrinth halfway through, but getting the actual instructions to the puzzle that is sitting right next to you while actually in front of it was a little bit of a... I don't know. that was slightly questionable as far as level design was to me. I should probably just go into the previous areas, because, I mean, we haven't been there in ages. I've been running around this place for, like, basically half the videos, honestly. Or at least half of my recording time. I don't know how much of this is actually popping up on your end just yet, because, well, editing. For this loading screen, I'm just going to actually pause the video so that I can, like, keep talking afterward. Oh yeah, okay, and then there's the iron bar. But, only anyone who's actually looked into the arena will know what the heck I'm talking about there. This area, just... What is this? Like, actually... What's going on here? So, this area is still really weird to me. First off, we had Sir. So, I mean, I think he starts in here, in this room, and just kind of wanders around wherever he can reach. But, I mean, I don't know. He's, like, right next to you at the very beginning, which makes it really intimidating that you can hear him through the wall. And that's cool. But then at the same time, he's kind of just like really close immediately, and then his AI gets demolished by the fact that you can just kind of lock him in any given room, or just toss him into the pit, and then a huge section of the game is just kind of like annihilated. And all you have to do is just fight through whatever skeletons are around here. Which, I mean, yeah, I was absolutely terrified of the big old beastie, and just kind of avoided him for a while, and then entirely just removed him from the game. But, still, I feel like he should have been slightly more unavoidable than that. I don't know how you'd go about that, to be honest, but still. Let's see. Yeah, this area is kind of more of what I expected from the rest of the place. But no, we wound up with golems everywhere. Golems everywhere. I don't know. I guess it makes sense, like, that it would be a defensive area, but at the same time, if that's the defensive area, where is the entrance to that defensive area? It's just, this is a weird layout. Okay. We have no explanations as to what the heck is going on. Or what that noise is. But, that's fine. That's fine. We haven't covered all of the lore just yet, obviously. The devs actually have said that they are working on Sir, in that apparently he's not that difficult to fight in combat. Simply because his AI isn't properly handling the opponent somehow. I didn't actually get to fight him properly, so I don't know. But, or even see him fight, actually. But, still, I don't know, it's kind of too easy to lock enemies into just random rooms and then just entirely bypass them. So it's just kind of, it's how difficult you want to make the game, but, while this is basically how difficult I wanted it to be, well, kind of, there are definitely players who don't do too well when they have the capacity to just cop out the situation and just kind of skip past all the enemies. It's quite tempting, apparently. Just avoid them all. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it should be forced to actually fight some of them. Obviously, in the first couple levels, you can do all the diplomacy with the random AIs that are just running around. And at that point, you actually do have to worry about your health and everything. And that, I feel like that's actually where the game really did wind up shining. But then it's shifted over to like full action throughout this entire area, without any just kind of hull wanderers that you can just have silent chats with. And just eternally had combat with just everything you saw. Which winds up having this big old dead area feel. You're just walking around empty halls alone. Which I get isn't supposed to be what this winds up being necessarily. And yeah, you're technically running around on your own in that, well, everyone is dead. But still. I don't know. Actually, I don't remember where the heck I put that stash of books. I'm trying to find them, actually, just kind of passively in the background. In case you're curious as to what the heck I'm doing. What is this? When did I... Oh dear. Okay. The game, like, briefly just kind of fizzled out. What is this sword? What is this sweet-ass sword? I like it. How did I miss this? Did I miss this? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Either we should have just dramatically more enemies just kind of sitting around over here, or we just kind of shouldn't. We should have more passives going around. Hold on, this guy attacked me earlier? Didn't this guy attack me earlier, rather? I guess if you're like a fresher corpse, so he would have... Yeah, okay. Anyway. What was I gonna say? Gosh dang it. Right. Yeah, basically I feel like there should be some actual zombies over here. Or not all the skeletons should be hostile, or... Yeah. You should actually have some concept of something else that's just moving about that you don't have to kill here. Because now it's just empty, and I'm sad. And because I wound up basically killing everything on the previous floors, I'm sad about that too, but that's my fault. I think I did. I think they're all dead, right? I actually don't know. Yeah, actually, like, most of them were slaughtered. I recall this now. But, why am I still wearing this armor? What's going on? Why am I doing this? Yeah. These first 3 levels were actually dramatically more fun to me than the, 4th, 5th level thing that is kind of 2 levels, but is kind of not. Because, I don't know. For one, you had the undead that were not necessarily hostile, that you could just kind of walk around and just kind of ignore, let them be, or murder them. And of course, there were some that were just outright hostile. But you had the sweet old diplomacy with them, which I liked. But then you just kind of dropped that entire system for the 4th floor. And then just a huge section of the game just disappears. Just done. And you just kind of miss that for the rest of it. Then there's the whole thing where, of course, yeah, you have the compact rooms and everything that all feel rather unique, and then you have the entire area with all the golems where you're like, what the heck is going on? What is this room for? I don't know. And it's just corridor after corridor, which I don't quite understand still. Yeah, sure, maybe it's a maze that just allows intruders to get themselves stuck in there forever, and it succeeds in doing that. But at the same time, I don't know. It just feels kind of bad from a gameplay perspective. And maybe that could be toned down a little bit. Instead, at least having more, essentially less automated defenses. Like inbuilt defenses within rooms that are otherwise being used for other things. Essentially, is what I'm thinking here. Instead of just kind of gigantic empty rooms. This kind of area was actually really cool. I'm expecting that they do bring back more area types. Just kind of like have an entire manufacturing... Well, we kind of did have a manufacturing area, but it was for golems. Have an entire manufacturing floor or something in the future in that weird underworld area. But, yeah. Yeah, I liked these weird... Not really weird. These understandable rooms more, essentially. Than everything we wound up just kind of... just throwing a question mark at and moving on in the 4th floor. Because it's just... It's nothing you get to concern yourself over. You don't get to, like, think about, okay, what the heck is this for, other than, yeah, it's another room with more golems. Also, if the tokens really do work like that, then if you were to explore and get them all, then that entire area is just kind of empty. and then you just kind of defeat the point. Perhaps actually just have the skeletons just run around alongside the golems? Do they even fight each other? I never actually found out. But yeah, that'd be kind of neat. Just having yet more, just kind of unavoidable enemies, as I said. Unavoidable-ish enemies. Otherwise, we're just kind of missing something. As in, well, basically just missing what you can get in the arena, so, you know, but it's not in the story. You don't have your fancy character with its ridiculous powered armor and becoming Iron Man and just sailing around at light speed. Still, though. I should use this and just see what it does. I'm gonna do it. Ah, yes, level 2. My most hated level. Despite everything. Because it was such a pain in the ass to navigate, and I wasn't expecting this. I'm actually faster in this armor, aren't I? Holy crap. Also, did the charge actually run out, like, instantly? That's epic. That is thoroughly epic. It just kind of annihilated itself. Wow. Can't even put it in there. What is the gigantic crystal for, then? What is this? What am I carrying? What does it do? Where did my mace go? The inventory is still hell. Wait, what? Wait, I didn't switch this out yet. It recharges. Oh, that's kind of important. Yeah. I don't know what this gigantic crystal is for. Probably for something else in the future. Yeah, though. I don't know. This entire level was hell. I don't know why. I don't know what happened here. Why I'm so confused by it. Or whatever. But it was hell. I don't know. Is this like an issue that other people have had, or am I just insane? It's probably the latter. In any case. Yeah, though. Also, the first 3 floors have more secrets just kind of hidden in them. You have, like, weird little rooms that you just wind up unlocking with keys that you find elsewhere. You've got then a literal secret panel, in which you find the, like, light thing. But then, once you hit the 4th floor, you get a just magical mace in some random container. And the bracelet from an actual toilet. That was kind of cool, but that was, like, the best thing that you actually wind up finding back there. As opposed to this mess, which was, like, actually horrifying to have to explore for hours on end. And my armor's out again. Huh. Anyway. Yeah, though. Just the 4th floor needs more things to spice it up. Certainly. Less monotonous as just kind of like billions of golems. I think I literally actually killed everything, and I'm sorry for that. I may have actually stated that I was going to kill everything that I saw, too. I think I did that. I may have committed actual mass genocide. I might be a monster. I might be more of a monster for also not remembering that I've done this. But, at least it's not real life, okay? Trips over the guy's corpse, you know, as you do. Yeah, anyway. I think this is about all I'm going to say about the actual storyline. We might be done here. At least until the next time that there's an update. In which case I'm going to go and have a little chat with whatever swarm of golems that I'm going to fight in there. No, hopefully not. But yeah, I'm eager to see what the heck actually happens in the future of Exanima. And this is still an actually beautiful game, especially for, what is it, like $15? I don't understand the price. I don't. Like, I would expect this to be dramatically more costly than it is. But it is not, and I'm happy. But yeah. Any case, I'll see you all... I guess there really isn't necessarily a next time for quite some time, but next time technically, or in some other game. Later.